I called the cops on my younger brother after he stole from me. Now my family is angry at me for taking it too far, but I just showed him that he should not mess with me. My brother and I have never really gotten along. He's always been kinda reckless, but lately he's been getting worse. Sneaking out, lying, and now stealing. A few days ago, I noticed some money missing from my room. I don't keep a ton of cash, but I had about $300 saved up for something important. Gone. At first I thought I had misplaced it, but then I checked my brother's room and guess what? Found some of my bills crumpled up in his drawer. I confronted him and he straight up denied it. Even when I showed him the money, he said he found it outside. Like, bro, be serious. I told my parents expecting them to back me up, but they brushed it off like, he's just a kid. He probably needed it for something. That pissed me off. So I told my parents either he gives it back or I call the cops. They didn't take me seriously, so I actually did it. Not to get him arrested or anything, just to scare him. The cops came, talked to him, and made him give the money back. They didn't charge him, just gave him a warning. Now my family is mad at me, saying I took it too far and should have just let my parents handle it, but they weren't doing anything, and I'm tired of him getting away with stuff. Update first, March 17th, 2025. Next day. So things have been awkward as hell at home. My parents are still acting like I'm the villain, and my brother has been giving me the silent treatment, which honestly isn't the worst thing in the world. But here's where it gets interesting. Turns out I wasn't the only one he was stealing from. A few days after everything went down, my mom pulled me aside and admitted that some of her money had gone missing too. She thought she had just misplaced it, but now she's realizing it was probably him. I didn't say I told you so even though I really wanted to, but I just gave her a look and was like, yeah, exactly. Now my parents are finally taking it seriously, but instead of being mad at him, they're talking about how he's just going through a phase and how they don't want to be too hard on him. Meanwhile, he's still stomping around the house acting like I ruined his life. At this point, I've just distanced myself completely. I'm keeping my door locked, not leaving anything valuable around, and honestly counting down the days until I can move out. Didn't expect this to get so much attention, but I really appreciate all the comments. It helped me see that I wasn't overreacting. And honestly, it's been reassuring to know I wasn't crazy for standing my ground. So do I feel bad? Nope. Do I regret it? Still no. If no one else is gonna hold him accountable, at least now he knows I will. Update number 2, March 20th, 2025. 3 days later. My parents finally started taking things more seriously, but not in the way I expected. Instead of actually holding my brother accountable, they're now in full-on damage control mode, acting like this whole thing is just a family issue that got blown out of proportion. A few days ago, my dad sat me down and basically told me that I need to let this go because my brother is apparently really struggling, and I made things worse by involving the cops. He said my brother feels like I betrayed him and that I should be the bigger person and try to fix things. Meanwhile, my brother? Yeah, no. He hasn't apologized, hasn't even acknowledged what he did. He's just sulking around the house acting like I ruined his life, and now he's trying to turn things on me, telling family members that I overreacted and made things way worse than they were. I've completely checked out at this point. My parents are clearly more worried about keeping the peace than actually teaching him consequences, and I'm just tired of it. I'm looking at moving out sooner than I planned because honestly, I don't feel like being in a house where my own stuff isn't safe, and I'm the bad guy for expecting basic respect. Update March 24th, 2025. 4 days later. So I ended up having another conversation with my parents. I told them again that I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life. I just want to live in a home where my stuff doesn't get touched, and I'm not made out to be the problem for setting a boundary. My mom kind of softened a bit and admitted they might have been too quick to defend him, but she also said they're just scared of pushing him further away. I get that. I really do. But I told her protecting him doesn't mean ignoring the things he's doing. My brother still hasn't apologized directly, but he did stop talking shit about me to the rest of the family. I think someone, maybe my aunt, told him he was being immature and making it worse for himself. Since then, things have been quieter, not better, just less tense. I've started looking at part-time jobs and roommate listings so I can move out sooner. Update 4, April 23rd, 2025, 1 month later. Things have been quiet on the surface, but super passive-aggressive underneath. My brother is still doing the bare minimum to avoid direct conflict with me, but he hasn't apologized properly. Just a few fake nice moments like offering me a snack or acting like everything's chill. No actual accountability. The real twist? My mom recently asked me if I'd consider moving past it and trying to rebuild the relationship. She said he's maturing and feeling isolated because of the distance between us. I said sure, I'll move past it. As soon as someone acknowledges that what he did was straight up wrong and not just a dumb teenage mistake. She didn't really respond to that, just got quiet and walked away. At this point, I've got a move out date. I found a small place and signed the lease last week. I haven't told my brother yet, and I'm low-key curious how he'll react. I think part of him still believes I'm bluffing,